Right, so let's have a look at these lineups. Alright, on the green team, we're going to be seeing Sullivan in the Ohio, followed by Catherine the Conqueror, Demon Slayer in the Minotaur, Reese in the Goliath, Greedy Gonzalez in the Moskva, Rachi in the Nevsky, Yaduma in the Stalingrad, Jobsy in the Marceau, and Jubsy in the Shimakaze. Why do we have Jobsy and what is this? What is this? Which one of you is Kai? Which one of you is Kai? This one's Kai. I'm sure this one's Kai. Anyway. Now for TAO, we're gonna be seeing a Montana from Mr. Jerome and Ohio from Anto 675, Admiral Ornick in the Zao. Zao? You're allowed to play test ships in Moscow for Joker 700, a Kleber for Ronine, Master Flo in the Des Moines, Stalingrad for Kraken, Henry for TRB Hero, and Shimakaze for Bogu 1. A lot of Shimakaze. Shimakaze making its way back in the meta now that Smallland and its very oppressive stealth radar is no longer a thing. You've got a chance to actually get somewhere without being annihilated brutally. Also, now that Summers has been banned because she's no longer available, your torpedo DD threat with the 3 top launchers, Shimakaze's taking her crown back. Right, so let's have a look. Marceau and Kleber going to be racing towards the sea cap. I'm not sure if anyone's going to make an early dart into the cab. Very variable. Looks like the TAO Kleber making a very aggressive line towards it. Turn out. Oh, he's going straight for it. Dropping his torps. Jubsy. Going to be catching a radar from the Moskva. Shots out into the Moskva in return, though. Doesn't really do anything. There we go. The Marceau and the Kleber going to be trading with each other. The Marceau has a lot less backup, though, because of the positioning of this island here. But the Kleber has just gone straight past it. He's going to be taking, walls of incoming fire. Stalingrad, Minotaur, Nevsky, Moskva, Marceau, all with shots. Ohio with shots as well. But it's the Kleber. He can probably get behind this island, but he's not going to last for very much longer, because all that jobs he has to do now is come over the top of this island and then finish him off, because you're not getting that Kleber out of there. You have a Minotaur here waiting to radar you. You have a Nevsky here waiting to radar you. You have a Moskva here waiting to radar you. You are not getting that Kleber out. Here comes the first radar. Jobsy taking a bit of chip damage. Nope, he's got out of this. Shots actually out on Greedy Gonzalez and the Moskva. Shots trying to lob over this island and finish off this Kleber. 2,000. 500. Fire. And there he goes. Marceau going down to Jubsy. In the meantime, we did see the Shimakaze of Gorgu has picked up the A-cap, bit of blind fire, and some torpedo. Oh, look at that torpedoes! Oh, you were. That was, those were well aimed torpedoes. But, well, Kai, but I'm assuming it's Chimera. It's not Chimera. You can blame yourself for renaming yourself. Stalingrad of Yadum going to be trading with the Des Moines of Master Flo. He's managed to get himself angled out just enough. Ah, he's fighting it. Right. Moskva and Minotaur going to be spotting each other. Hydro. Zao? Zao HE farming down a Minotaur. That's really not going to be very effective, considering the Minotaur he wants to heal the majority of it back. They're just going to be permanently hydroing each other. You see a... Ooh. Oh, that looks like it could be painful. Ah, you got so lucky that Ohio shot short. Goliath of Reese is going to be dodging. Do you have Hydra running? Ping. Yep, there we see the Hydra ping. It's really hard to tell though. The effect is quite subtle. Yeah, sometimes. Trading between the Henry and the Goliath at max range. That's oh no, it's the Conqueror. Yeah, that Kath doesn't care about getting farmed. That's through the bow of Des Moines. Gonna be trading a nice little bit. Nobody's gonna be contesting the big cap for a while, so let's take a look over at what's happening on the 9-10 line. We see the Marceau and the Nevsky and the Moskva just the Stalingrad and the Zao gonna be pushing up here. I don't really like the idea of the Zao as your pushing cruiser, but you should be able to get in there, at least get some high up. Once he gets spotted, you ask the Stalingrad to pop his radar, maybe you get a big slap on the Marceau, but it's a bit iffy. Unless you're just looking to try and farm that way, but... Now firing AP at the Nevsky. That is, it's questionable. Moskva, like, the Moskva being farmed down by the Nevsky and the Salem and the Ohio. Why did I say Salem? Moskva and the Ohio. And the Marceau. You're reversing back. Arth has a beautiful angle here if he's paying enough attention. Here it comes. Shots. Always check your broadside when you're reversing. Someone's called out. Watch out, the Conqueror shot at you. But that was HE. I don't know if Conqueror would be able to get the citadels at that range. I probably would. Doom going to be getting a couple of shots at the Shimakaze, but far too late. The cap has already been flipped. Shimakaze is continuing forward though, and he's probably going to take a couple more shots. But Doom has accelerated, so he has his front guns on target. Minotaur of Demon Slayer might be thinking about trying to make a move at some point soon. He's just going to bow on trading with the Stalingrad. That's not the kind of trades you want to be taking though. Does overmatch you. Ow. Yeah, yeah. You're gonna need to get yourself out there. Moskva Hydro currently taking, like, you can see the radial pulse there. It's a race to see which one of these two gets farmed down first. Shots out from the Conqueror onto the Moskva. Oh, big hit. Big hit from cross map. There we see. Moskva goes down. It frees up the Minotaur to be able to move out freely now, and it should also free the Marceau to get himself into the cap. You only have the Stalingrad's radar to worry about. Well, so you bait out the Stalingrad's radar, then you get yourself the Marceau into the cap. The Nevsky for Vrachi, trading with the Zhao. I don't know who wins this fight, because you never see Zhao's, because nobody plays it. I'm assuming it's the Nevsky. Smokescreen for the Des Moines. Or a torpedo magnet for the Des Moines, should I say. The Montana and his Crocosaur camo are going to be dodging that as well. So, coming back over this flank, we're going to be taking the Henry and the Goliath. Nothing happening over here. The Henry is going to be making his way towards the map border. He's going to be going over the next map, save his health. Like, you see Ocean over here. That's where the next map's going to be played on for him. Back and forth over there. So let's just take another look at the 10 line. I think this is where we're going to see the most interesting happening. Marceau is going to be reversing his way into the cap. We do a nice little chunk onto him. How are you doing? The Stalingrad's currently radaring. We must have missed that pinged up. That's Ohio secondary. He's definitely spotted. It's not blind fire. He's just going to sit and tank the radar. He's like, yeah, I'm going to sit here. What are you going to do? You're going to just secondary me for a while. Okay. I'm going to take the cap. There's not much you can do about it. Thank you. Zhao is currently shot blocking himself because of island positioning. Stalingrad also doesn't have shots, so it's just down at the Ohio. The Ohio is just trying to blind fire him at this point. No, that's a free cap. Torpedoes. Nope. Dodged. Take a look at the grand strategy view once again. The points ticking in the favour of draw, currently 2 caps to 1. Cap has been taken. We do see the Shimakaze of Gorgu has pushed his way into the A cap, but actually, what do they have to force this out right now? They have the Shimakaze mirror match. Montana getting whacked by the Stalingrad, also taking several torps down. And yeah, there goes your reinforcements for your Shimakaze. So now this Shimakaze just spots that one. Hooks up. Are they in bloom range? I don't think so. He goes towards Jubsy. That's back from the Henry as well. Now, it's quite dangerous to be this close to a Henry. Shimakaze slowly trading with each other's oars, but it's like, no, reload! Guns, please, reload! I'm begging you, guns, reload! Jubsy being chipped down by the Henry. This could still be a trade even if he takes down the Shimakaze, because this Henry doesn't appear to have his reload booster active, but he can still chunk them down. Just the Henry that has shots now. The Ohio, the Des Moines, nothing else has shots. Is currently burning through a fire. Should still be spotted because of the fire. He's Damacon the fire. He's no longer spotted. Can he get the blind fire shots onto him? Are you still spotted? No, you're not. Come on, blind fire. Take another blind fire shot. No? Not even gonna risk it. Okay. Fair enough. I would have took the blind fire shot personally, but I'm not yet to question King of the Sea players. Henry now finds himself in a very vulnerable position. A bit of a crossfire between the Goliath, the Conqueror, the Stalingrad, and some Shimmer torpedoes coming on the way as well. We have a Zhao trying to hold off an Ohio, Moskva, and Nevsky. He's not going to be able to do that. We have an Ohio versus Minotaur and the... Oh, we also have the Des Moines there. Oh! There's a Nevsky. Well, yeah. I think Throw might have instantly won this game. Call it a hunch. Call it a hunch. Yeah, certain Mr. Killabin in his Ohio rides once more. Free Killabin, we know you're going to get eliminated, and then you have to come cast with me. Looking forward to a Killabin. I am. That wasn't menacing at all. Torpedoes out towards the Ohio. Should be able to catch him, actually. One on the belt, not going to do too much, but he might have popped a flood on him. Quite see. Now, what can TAO do to get into this game? Right. Things that TAO can do to get into the game. Well, losing the Stalingrad is not one of the things that they can do. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Okay, so what they can do, right, is if this Zhao just detonates the Ohio, detonates the Nevsky, drive-bys the Moskva, and then the Ohio detonates the Marceau and dev strikes the Minotaur, and then the Des Moines just 3v1s the Conqueror, the Stalingrad, and the Goliath, I think they can get back into the game. Okay. New plan. The Ohio just dev strikes the Minotaur, detonates the Marceau, dev strikes the Stalingrad and Conqueror and Goliath, and then secondaries the Shimakaze, and then the Des Moines comes and kills the Moskva, the Ohio, and the Nevsky. I think they can get back into the game. Okay, new plan. Congratulations to Throw. Throw are going to be taking this game over TAO. And once again, I think that this map was won and lost on the 10 line. Like, the Kleber rushing into the cap at the start of the game and just throwing a ship away. Like, you cannot boldly rush into the cap like that. Not when the enemy team has a French DD2. It works if the enemy team doesn't bring a French DD. You can at least get your ship in there. But the problem is, firstly, he wasn't hugging the island tightly enough, so it was allowed to be lobbed by several ships. But secondly, you shouldn't be throwing that ship in there in the first place when they have something to get there equally fast, and they have an entire force to back it up. And you just don't bring enough ships to back it up. Jubsy could have been. Okay, who was in the Kleber? That was. Oh, sorry, the Marceau. Yeah, Jubsy and the Marceau. You could have equally got a lot of damage back onto him, but like once the Kleber and the Marceau spotted each other, you need to abandon that trying to get the Kleber in. Like you lost far too much health. Even if they took the cap there, they could have sent Jubsy around the top and just picked him off because the Kleber was super low, already uses reload booster, and would have been able to take that trade. You then ended up having a TAO on the pushing flank, pushing into Marceau, Nevsky, Ohio, it's not going to do very much. You did have a Stalingrad with it, but the Stalingrad wasn't going to be able to do enough. Yeah. And then on your kiting flank, like, you have your Montana, like, pushed right up, eating torpedoes like that, and just plays needed to be made, but the correct plays were not made. The Henry trying to push up with the Shimakaze as well. Like, if you have the DPM of the Henry and the Montana, and you can make the spotting trade with happen with the Shimikazes, because there was nothing like actively holding you back. There was a Goliath who would farm you a bit and be quite annoying, yes, but they should have been able to take that cap. Simply by virtue of having the Montana and the Henry in range of the Shimakaze. Like, the Shimikazes were gonna like match trading with spotting, so the upfront DPM of the Henry and the Montana slap should have been more than enough. Actually, well, they did have the Conqueror, but the Conqueror was more centrally positioned, so he couldn't have actually been able to get the crossfire in if the two Shimikazes spotted each other using the island there. Anyway, let's take a look at what our next map of the day is going to be.